Come in. Come in. Hello, how are you? Fist pump. Okay, good. Please sit down. How are you today? Well, you look wonderful. You look absolutely great. I'm Dr. Andrew Michaels. I'm here to help you today. I see you're here for a carnal nerve exam. Yes, not the cranial. Carnal. This is a slight difference. Your name is... Yes. And I understand if you would mind getting on the table, and I'll ask you a few questions. You just lay back, relax, and I'll explain the carnal nerve exam, and then we'll proceed. Sound good? Great. Okay. Basically, the cranial nerve, it runs on both sides of your face, and it's affected by many things, and it can predict a lot of different health characteristics in a person, like strokes and nerve damage and things like that. The carnal nerve exam, now, of course, it runs from your brain down there. So, yes, this we have to be careful how we speak of it. We want to be proper in our English and not use derogatory and insensitive wording and descriptors. So we will just describe it as it goes directly from your brain. It's a nerve that runs directly from your cerebral cortex directly down to there, to your second, third eye. That's right. You see, you have two eyes, a third eye, for insights into the paranormal and the supernatural, and then you have another one-eyed squid, for lack of a better terminology. And we all have one, male or female, just shaped somewhat differently. One looks like a very poorly done, beaten piece of round steak. And the other one looks like a squid or an octopus that lost its tentacles. I can't really go further than that without being crass. But regardless, you are here, my friend, for a carnal nerve exam. Now, the problem is, once this nerve is stimulated, it directly affects the cerebral cortex, and you are no longer in charge of your logic and higher reasoning functions. You are being controlled by the carnal nerve, and the carnal nerve just dictates what you do next. And it's very good to understand how this carnal nerve and its dictation controls the mind of a male or a female in some cases. And I see that you are you identify as okay, that's quite all right. And your age, okay. And, yeah, okay. And, yeah, you have insurance. We got that taken care of. Okay. Yeah, please lay back. There you go. And we will begin. So the first thing we need to do is thank you for disrobing ahead of time. And we've got to go down and examine carefully the part of the cranial, the carnal. You know, it's so easy to get them mixed up, isn't it? Cranial, carnal. I bet a lot of people are just going to look at this and go, what? He misspelled cranial nerve exam. Well, no. It's carnal. And it's all about the naughty bits, as Monty Python said a very long time ago. Now, if you want to speculate on what we're going to discover here, or you would like to share some of your own insights as a human being and tell us what particular proclivities, I don't think that's a word, proclivities you may have down there, or sexual preferences. You might think that that is adding something to the carnal nerve exam as a whole, but you would actually be wrong, because the carnal nerve has absolutely nothing to do with sexuality, gender, or the quote unquote sexual experience. What the carnal nerve has to do with is control and finding out how the carnal nerve interacts with the cerebral cortex. That's the key. That's the million-dollar question. Some people have complete and utter control over their carnal nerve. As we can see in your case, you're quite at home spreading your legs, as it would be, and putting your feet in the stirrups, and obviously it doesn't bother you to show your genitalia to a member of a medical staff, as in myself. You are quite comfortable in your sexuality, which I would like to say is quite refreshing, because a lot of people are quite awkward about showing their naughty bits to a medical professional. They just don't want to expose their private parts to someone, and the gender also affects this. Like in this case, I can tell that you're not affected by my gender as a male, showing me your genitalia. I'm just a little... Is it hot in here? Yes, I'm just a little bit... I think I could use a drink of water, to tell you the truth. I'm a little parched today, but other than that, I'm quite all right. I went to high school with a young man, and we were talking one day, and just shooting the breeze and talking in class, and he just, out of the blue, said, someday you're going to end up in prison. That was his estimation of me as a human being. Someday I'm going to read about you being in prison. I looked that person up recently, coming up on my 40 years since I've been in high school, and I saw that he became a insurance salesman. How'd that history degree work out for you there, sonny boy? But regardless of that, selling insurance, I guess, is a noble profession in some people's minds. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. Sex work, used car salesman, insurance salesman, they're all the same. It's like, he pays the bills. Don't judge. Don't judge. So, that being said, I thought, well, here I am. I'm not in prison, and you're selling insurance, so I think I'd rather have my life than yours. I think I turned out just fine. And look what I get to do on a Saturday morning. Ooh. Anyway, keep on keeping on, brother. So, I think, there's a little bit of, that's a little bit of stank down there, but that's okay. We can just give that a little squirty squirt. No big deal, just a little bit for daddy. And a little bit for you. that takes care of that stank. Just let it waft around. It's kind of like, when you go look at a dead body at the morgue. You just you put a little Vaseline, Vicks Vapor Rub, not Vaseline, Vicks Vapor Rub, underneath or inside the old nose holes, the nostrils. These are right here. You have two of them, nostrils. Probably shouldn't be touching them with my sterile gloves, but I digress. And it takes away that cadaver stank a little bit, and in this case, a little Bianca Blast, and let it waft around. Ooh. Yeah, you're there. You're doing great. Everybody forgets to take a shower once in a while. I think I need one after this session, because it's hot in here. But yeah, you could definitely make some bread with that yeast down there. We could scrape a little bit of that off there. We'll just get a couple tools out here, and we'll just get a sample. So we're just gonna get a little in there and just hold still. Yeah, we got to use that to pull the flaps back a little bit. We got to pull up that flap there, skin, and get a little bit of that right there. We want to get in there and do a little swab, like swab the old deck. Swab the deck like in a ship. Just get in there and kind of, I'll use my mirror. We got that. Ooh, righteous. And then we're just going to go ahead and get another swab, and we're going to do the other side there. So we just got to just move that around a little bit there. Just kind of spread the old pork chops around a little bit in the pan there, so we can get to the drippings down there. There we go. And we'll just, yeah, ripe. It's a ripe tomato there. And we just get in there and kind of swab around a little bit, and then yeah, you have to do it. Just, it's like, did you ever notice somebody, like, they blow their nose? You blow your nose. You know what it looks like, but you have to look. You have to look, don't you? It's kind of the same thing, You're wiping, you're scratching the old nutsack there, and then you gotta know. You gotta know. That's why our noses point down. That's why we know we're still great apes. Because the monkeys and the great apes, they still throw it, and then they smell it. So, the apple don't fall far from the tree. Yeah, we'll do a on the foot there, like that on the a foot hand thing. I don't know what that is, but still, keep your feet in the stirrups. Okay, now the best way to test the sensitivity of the carnal nerve is with this little electric probe here. And what you do is, when you push the button, it sends a little electric shock. Ooh, stings a little bit on the tip of your fingers, because your fingers have so many. See, it doesn't hurt here too much, because there's not a ton of nerve endings right here in the middle of your hand, but there are thousands, if not millions, of nerve endings in your tips of your fingers, so you can feel things like hot, cold, and it really stings. A spark. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just do a little test here. We're going to map out your carnal nerve crescent to where the nerves are versus the crest, the part of the squid where the most sensitive areas are. So we'll just leave it lay there like it is, and we can tell, where the main nerve runs. by just doing a simple electrical test. So if I do this, does that hurt? You feel that? Okay. You feel that? Okay. Feel that? There you go. Feel that? Okay, now we're getting real close. Now, when you feel the urge to just basically yell out loud, try to restrain yourself, but say, there you go, there you go, there you go. And that will let me know that I'm in the right spot. Okay, so just say, there you go, there you go, there you go. 3 times fast. It's pretty easy. There? No? Okay. How about right there? No. There? And we'll try right. Oh, there it is. Right there. So we're gonna put a little we're gonna put a mark on that. We're gonna put a little dot on that. Right there. We're gonna put a pin in it, as they would say. Just a little tiny black dot on that. See? Now you have see that little black dot? That tells you that's the center main line. Main lining it. The main line of the carnal nerve, and then we can follow it back to where it goes up into your glands, and then we have to do a gland inspection. Okay, and then that's how we follow it up to and the best way to examine this is what we just did. You said there it is, there it is, there it is, 3 times fast, and then and then everything that happened down there happened. And now that you've quit shaking and tremoring, we know we're in the right spot. So this is a lot of fun for me, and I hope it's good for you too. Is it good for you too? Is it? Yeah. Well, the trick is to just you gotta push it. You gotta push that barrier, push that limit, but not go over the fence, and then it leads to censorship. So, yeah, I've never been arrested. I would just like to point that out, that I know this person thought I was going to end up in prison, but I've never even been arrested. So, I've been a good person, and I never had to sell insurance. So, I got that going for me. I've had one career of mine, from one career path to the next. They all kind of, progressively led progressive insurance. Get it? Kind of a joke there, But anyway, yeah, I gotta wipe that off. So anyway, but one of my careers led to the next. It was not like I switched career. Well, I switched vocations from where I started to where I ended up. But there's definitely a progression, Oh. Whew. Yeah. I know I could use a cigarette myself. I don't know if I happen to have one here. So, but, I think that's good. But I don't know how you go from being a history student, a history professor, getting a degree in teaching history or some bullshit, being a historian or something, and you go from that to selling insurance. You pretty much gave up, you just kind of, I don't know how you feel about that. Like, if you have an opinion on that, you can kind of let me know. But it's kind of like being a nurse and then you start selling used cars. Kind of the same thing, isn't it? Yeah. So, I know I'm being a little judgmental of this guy, but, it's on how you look at it. You want a tote? Okay, here you go. Take a puff. There you go. You'll feel better. All right, so let's trace that nerve back. Got the wrong tool there. It ain't gonna work. I don't want to poke you down there. We're kind of poking you with this, but I don't want to poke you with that. You know, something like that. All right, so, okay, and back, down one side, down that side, down that side, down that side, down that side, and then down on that side, and then right there to the glands. Okay, and then here, take another hit. It's good for you. It's medicinal. It's just a little, take the edge off. Now we're going to go down the other side. Now the other side. On there, right there, and down that side, down that side, down that side, and down that straight to the glands. Okay, we're doing pretty good. So, you got that out of the way. Cigarettes will kill you, And, I mean, I could see if you lost your, if you're a priest and you got caught diddling and you lost you were defrocked or whatever they call it, dethroned from being a father. And then you had to go sell insurance. I could see that, but, I mean, I don't know. Some guys like to talk a lot of shit, and I just don't get it. Like, if you're not you can't hack it in the whole history thing. I mean, it's right there. You got to do it. Anybody can read it. It's kind of like anybody pick up a hammer to be a carpenter. All you got to do is read a history book. But this whole thing where, look into my eye. Look right here. Okay, yeah, you're all right. You're not losing your mind. It's okay, babe. Hang in there. This doesn't make you gay or anything. It's not a choice. So, but anyway, I can't worry about that right now. But, like, say you're a priest and you get caught, with your fingers in the old cookie jar, and then you get defrocked or something. I could see you becoming a used car salesman or an insurance salesman, because that's right up your alley. You've been telling people shit for years, and you just go from one to the next. It's just trading one vice for another. But when you're studying history, you're going to be like a big history professor, and you're the smartest guy in the whole damn town, and then you end up just selling insurance to old ladies, burial insurance to people, so that they can, grandma can get a proper Christian burial. I don't know. It just seems like you lost something there along the way. And I'm not down on insurance salesmen. I mean, or used car salesmen, or, guys that sell condos or anything like that. Because, I need cars, I need insurance. And I've had to call up insurance companies and argue with the sons of bitches and just listen to their crap, and they always lie. You can sit there. I usually take a piece of paper and a pen when I'm talking to a insurance salesman. This might be something for you. And, just how many times this son of a bitch going to lie to me in this 5-minute conversation? And it's like, okay, he lied. All right, okay. And then, there's another one. Here goes another one. There he goes again. So it's like, I don't know, you kind of get where I'm going with it. But, I'm just saying, there's a lot of judgment out there. So I need you to, just hold still. We're going to do the old digitosis here. We're going to stick the old finger in the wazoo there. So I need you to just calm down, because you knew it was going to happen when you came here. And sometimes I think that people want that. That's why they come here in the first place. So I'll just put this down, because I don't want to. I got to get in there. So, all right, we're going to put this, all right, and then I'm just going to, let me take a look there. Feel around for nodules. Feeling around for nodules and bumps and things else. Nice. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's something you gotta. Hygiene's something you definitely is very important to people of all ages and races and colors. I don't judge. I'm not. I don't believe in race. I don't see race. I don't see race. We're all the human race, right? But you know, in general, when you stick it in there, it all comes out brown at the end. So unless you've had a purple Whopper from Burger King, and in that case, it comes out green. And I haven't figured that out yet. It goes in purple, comes out green, but everything else comes out brown. I mean, it's all brown in the end. So, the things we get into talking about around here are amazing, isn't it? So now we're just going to do a little bit of a test on you. We're gonna check your nerves, go up your thighs, up both thighs, and we're just checking. So this is real medical science here. So how are you feeling up here? Like, do you feel stimulated? Like, do you feel like an increase or decrease in your carnal nerves? Do you feel like? Well, are you turned on? That's what I'm getting at. Like, did anything I do help you out there, down there? Oh, I just didn't wipe that off enough. Ooh, yeah. You gotta lay off the cucumbers there a little bit. There's a seed stuck on my glove. But that's brutal. Isn't life just amazing? All the twists and turns, things like that you can get into. I'm just gonna take this probe of mine wherever I put it. Oh, here it is. This is just a little camera. Little camera here on an extension pole, and I'm just gonna stick that right up in there. Right up in there. Got a little, and we're just gonna fish that up in there, and we're just gonna. You look at the monitor right there if you want to look, and we're just gonna. Ooh, it's getting in there. Spread those cheeks, and we're just gonna go in there a little bit. You gotta get in to get something out of it, So, all right, now that we're in there, we're gonna push a button here, and then we're just gonna take some readings, take some photos up in there of your glands, make sure that everything looks normal. Okay, and then once we get all the photos we need, we're gonna just kind of move it around a little bit. Got to get all the pictures up in there. How does that look to you? Really got to turn it around there. Okay. Now, pull that out. There we go. And just wipe that off. Wipe it off. So, and you might say, well, why do you even care? Like, we gotta get some. Why do you care what some guy said 40 years ago? I don't know. There, that smells better. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. I had a tremendous bowel movement right before I came in here to do this exam, and I'm at work, and the toilet paper, the plies are just like, it's those big rolls of toilet paper. You know what I'm talking about? I'll explain it here when I get this tool put away here. There's a nice little look up into your bunghole there. Yeah. So the plies, they're like, it's on this big industrial roll. I don't have any control over the toilet paper they use in the building. You want to save costs, I know that. They have these huge industrial rolls, and they're like that wide, and you have to like stack it up to get it to go up in there and not rip in 10 pieces, and you always get it under your nails, and it's just disgusting. And I'm gonna want to wash my hands anyway. It's not like I'm gonna just be a pig, I'm not gonna be a hog and not wash my hands. But I don't want that on them. And who wants that? Like, I don't want to feel that going all up my fingers and I don't know. It's just, that's why our noses point down, because we're old world monkeys. We smell things with our nose, with our hands like this. And we bring things up to our nose so we can pay attention. So we don't want to get water in there, because if our noses stick straight out, when it rains, we get water in our noses and we'll drown. That's why our noses point down. See, it's all evolution. It all comes back around to the beginning. It makes sense, too, if you think about it. You don't want your nose, like that, because then water would get in there and you'd drown. So, and then we invented the umbrella. So, and the roof. We invented the roof and the canopy and the tent. And all these things keep us from getting wet. So we've bypassed evolution. So now we're like really advanced creatures. Whales, they invented flippers and the tail so they could swim. And they invented blubber, which is fat. We invented fat in the United States by eating too many processed foods, but whales did it to stay warm in the ocean. See, we keep thinking these are bad things, but they're actually good. Being fat is where it's at, like they say, Thin is in, but fat is where it's at. And so whales are like the coolest animal in the world, because they took something really shitty, like being a fat ass, and turned it into like a freaking natural oceanographer thing. So they're they should be on Weight Watchers saying, hey, quit buying that stuff, because, being fat is good for you. Just ask my sister. She's a whale. And she really is a whale. So it's quit calling your sister names. It's like, I'm not. She's a whale. She's got a blowhole right out the top of her head. And I don't know where your mind is right now about the whole blowing out the whole thing. But my sister is she's great. And she's right over there, because you can't miss her. She's as big as a whale, and she's about to set sail. Love Shack, baby. Let's go. So anyway, yeah, I think we're about done now. So we did the tapping. What the tapping is to get in there and just check your thighs. Thigh bone's connected to the hip bone, and the hip bone's connected to the groin bone, and the groin bone's connected to the coccyx, not the cock. That's different. This is the coccyx. The coccyx is your tailbone. It's up there by your bungulio. So, and then we're gonna test your coccyx real quick. Just gonna give it a little, and then that'll tell us something. Right there. See how you have to hit it with the point, because you got to get it right on the cocks of it all, the bone. So I knocked my aunt down one time, and she landed on her coccyx. She said, I broke my coccyx because of you. So, but it was an accident, just something kids do, Yeah, okay. So your coccyx has good reflexes. So you're doing really well. All right, well, this pretty much wraps up your carnal nerve exam for today. And believe it or not, you You did really well. But just a couple final questions, like, was it a good experience for you? Do you feel like you learned something? Okay. Okay. Well, that's a little harsh, isn't it? Well, here, just have another. Here, make you take the edge off. Take a good hit. All right. So, all right. My next question is: do you feel better? Like, do you feel like you got your money's worth, good value for the experience? It's a lot cheaper than going to that Korean massage parlor down there in Warren, Ohio. I mean, that place is expensive anymore. I mean, it's way too much money for a happy ending. I'm telling you. Like, I don't even charge that. And I'm a doctor. Like, is there a doctor in the house? It's like, if I'm going to have that done to me, I mean, by a medical professional, I mean, I'd at least want to get something besides a cigarette and a sucker at the end. But that's the business we're in. I agree with you. It's kind of a shitty deal, shitty, but that's what we do, I like the cherry suckers the best. The lemon ones are real good. Have you had one of those? Those are really tasty. The green ones, not so much. I don't want a green one, and I don't like watermelon. If I want a watermelon, I'm going to cut me up a freaking watermelon. I want it. I don't want watermelon flavored anything. Have you noticed that? It's just like you have apple flavored, you have lemon flavored, chocolate flavored, but watermelon Coke, no. Lime Coke, yeah, or a Sprite or 7-Up, something like that, or ginger ale is like a ginger. I mean, I understand that, and I understand orange soda, grape soda. Do you like grape soda? Okay, used to like grape soda, but it was Shasta had a good grape soda, but yeah, not the other ones so much. Welch's grape is a little strong, but watermelon, no. It's almost like, would you like some pumpkin soda? No, I don't want pumpkin soda. No, I don't want pumpkin beer. No, I don't want watermelon beer. I want good old-fashioned Pabst Blue Ribbon. What is your freaking malfunction? It's like, I don't get it. I'm glad you agree with me. You can go ahead and take your feet out of the stirrups and you can fix your gown, as they call it. I know it's funny wearing a gown. It's not like you're going out for a little soiree to a dance, I remember this guy. This is the same dude that told me about the insurance thing. Like, he sells insurance, but he's a history guy. He's a complete flop, loser, just like everybody else. So he knows everything because he's got moral high ground because he went to the right church. So anyway, he's sitting there. I remember I saw him like 5 years, maybe 5 years after we graduated, and we were going to have our class reunion. And I didn't want to go, but this one friend of mine really wanted to go. So I was like, okay, I'll go. What the hell? I think it was my 5, because I went to my 5-year class reunion. It was horrible. And then I skipped the 10. I went to the 15, I think, and then that was a really bad experience. Then I'm like, I'm done with this. You can't go back. You can't go back. So I'm sitting there, and he's like talking, Oh, hello, how are you? He's all pompous, like, hello. It's good to see you here. And I go, hey, how's it going? I said, hey, did you get your letter about the reunion? You thinking about going? He goes, oh, I might stop in for a cocktail or two. I might stop in for a cocktail. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? And freaking, Youngstown, Ohio. We didn't go out for. Let's all go out for a cocktail. Who are you? Like, who do you think you are, Laurel and Hardy? Like, would you care to join me for a cocktail? And I'm thinking, what is wrong with this guy? Whatever, I don't need this. Okay, see you in another 25 years, loser. We can only have sex in the missionary position because it's very Christian. Missionary. Oh. Bend over, Rover. I mean, I could just see this guy. Could you see him? I got stories about this guy, too. He lost his shit one time in 4th grade with our teacher was singling him out at lunchtime. And he, lost his ever-loving shit and started screaming. He jumped up on a bench and started screaming at the teacher, top of his lungs like a maniac, and pointing at her and his little butt sticking out. He's bent over, you shut your mouth. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. All the stories I could tell about this guy, he was a character. He was definitely anti-authoritarian for as authoritarian as he was. Moral superiority thing. I guess he forgot to leave that at the door. But still, I digress. We're getting all over the place here. Put my cigarette out there. And then, so it's not about him. It's about whether or not your carnal nerve is attached to your glands and your privates and your mind correctly. And we mapped it, and it is. We mapped it completely. And you've got a very healthy carnal nerve. So you're doing great. I'm really proud of you. I love you, man. Fist pump all the way. You're doing good. Yeah, show yourself out. And, you left a skid mark there on the exam table. Well, that's okay. That's why we have those papers there. The paper cloths that we just tear them off. And then we just, I'll just kind of bend that over. So we don't have to look at that scorch mark there, that little brown stain there, kind of like a footprint. It's kind of like a footprint, fingerprint. There you go. Don't be embarrassed. It happens all the time, when you're dealing in these things, you're gonna get a little brown sugar on the counter, When you're baking cookies, you're gonna have a little brown sugar on the counter. You know it. Okay. Well, you have a good day. All right. I love you. God loves you. There you go. Everything's okay now. Ah, Jesus saves. There you go. All right. We'll talk to you later, honey. All right. And now to you, thank you for joining me today. I hope you had a really good time. I know I was being silly. I know I'm being a bit of a parody, but I just loved doing it. I had so much fun. And I hope to see all of you again very soon. Very soon. And get back into it hard and heavy. So until then, know that I care very much about you. And I hope you have a most blessed day. Okay? Until then, bye-bye. Bye-bye, my friends. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.